Oh my God, you guys. I am interviewing Gary Vaynerchuk. He is one of the most amazing social media gods ever on the planet. He's a brilliant mind, he's an amazing marketer, and he agreed to have an interview with me. I'm really excited. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Hello, it's Emily.
Hey, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Doing well.
Where are you? Where are you? Are you on Main Street?
I am on Main Street.
Excellent. What are you in front of?
I'm in front of High West.
High West. I don't know
Oh,
that.
that means I'm on Park Ave. I'm on Park Ave.
Oh, okay. Very well. Very well. Well, are you ready? Because I'm ready.
I'm ready to rock and roll.
Let's go. Great. So I'm recording this. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, no worries.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Well, I'm super excited to have this interview with you. I'm
Thank you.
so excited to introduce my guest to my viewers. It's Gary Vaynerchuk. He is a brilliant social media marketer, someone I've learned a ton from. He is the author of amazing books, Crush It, The Thank You Economy, as well as gave an amazing keynote speech at the Inc. 500 seminar. I've watched it multiple times. If you haven't seen it, I'm going to link to it underneath this interview. Thank you so much, Gary, for taking the time to do this.
No worries. I'm super thrilled to be doing this.
Sweet. So you're calling in from Sundance. We're very excited to have you. So my first question for you is, if you were an actor, what career steps would you take?
Well, if I was an actor, what career steps would I take within the realm of social and marketing myself? Or
Yes.
just in general? Okay. So I have a real big thesis on this. I actually think that when you're an actor, you default into thinking the same way that businesses have for the last 100 years, which is talking. What am I going to say? How am I going to show you? You know, if you look at every actor on Twitter, per se, or Instagram, it's always like, look how fabulous this is, or look how cool this is, or this is who I'm hanging out with, or watch my show. And my belief is that you take that completely and you reverse it. And so, you know, obviously if I'm a working actor and have something on TV at the time, my number one thing would be to watch everybody who was tweeting about my show and engage with them. A simple thank you, a simple I appreciate it, a simple I'm sorry you didn't like the show, a simple yes, he's a great actor if they're referring to your co-star, literally at scale for 4 to 5 hours every time the show premiered or aired, 4, 5, 6 hours of engaging with fans at scale to create context so that you form a relationship, so you start this situation that starts building some sort of fandom, which then you leverage because you're popular and you can obviously get other gigs. If I wasn't working, I'd be engaging with other non-working actors and engaging with producers and writers and people in the scene, just casually, not trying to sell myself or like I need to give me an audition, more just talking about what's going on. I think it's all about context. Context is my word. Context is what I believe in, and context is what I'm trying to scale, and I think brings the real value.
And can you, for anyone who doesn't know what you mean by context, can you just give a brief description?
Sure. My belief is that you and I right now, after this interview, have a different relationship forever, right? We've engaged on social networks, so we already had a different relationship because we had that context. It's all about touch points. How do we what do we feel about each other? So you've had a lot of context from me because you've read my content, right? Or watched my videos, but I haven't in reverse. And so now that we've done this and we've gotten to know each other, I'm more likely to now do something for you that I wouldn't have been willing to do just 1 week ago, right? And so I believe that if you can create context, create some sort of emotional relationship, even if it's a wink by passing somebody in the street, you're creating a different relationship. That relationship then gets leveraged into the actions and doing things, whether that's watching the show, buying merchandise, buying wine, buying a book, watching a movie, it creates an action. And so I believe that people are not willing to put in the work on social media to have it be successful. They're just using it as a push mechanism. I've looked at social as a pull mechanism.
And so can you talk a little bit about, I work with actors, I help them market, and I'm always surprised when I meet someone who really doesn't see the value of social media. They don't think they need it, they hate it, they think it's stupid. Can you talk a little bit about why it's so important and critical now?
I would start by, first of all, I want to say this. I have no interest in convincing people that social media is good or worth it or worth their time. What I'm obsessed with is being right. So this is very selfish, and I mean it. You like that? I mean,
like that.
I'm, you know why? Because if people truly don't understand the value of social media in 2012, they clearly are, or 2013, geez, here we are. I mean, they clearly are not paying attention to the human race, the current state of our world. I can see, and I've seen actors, and I know actors, and I know some real A-list actors. I've been lucky to meet a couple lately that I've become friendly with, and they poo-poo it, and I get it, but I just don't know how. I will never understand how you're either A, too cool for school, B, too busy, C, not willing to put in the effort for the people that ultimately decide your success.
Agreed. And, that's what I love so much about what you teach is this idea of the pull marketing where, watching you, so much of what you do is you create value for other people. You're helping people. You're giving talks. You're doing all kinds of things without trying to get something. I love the idea of this long-term strategy that you talk about. And I think I'm running
a marathon, right?
Yep, exactly. And I think a lot of actors they feel like they have to always be asking for opportunities, and they miss their opportunity to provide value.
I agree. People want; they don't want to give.
Yeah,
they want to take. Yep. And so I'm writing a new book called Jab, 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 Right Hook, and the jabs represent giving, and the right hook represents taking. And I believe fully that most people are playing the world, let alone social media, in a hook, jab, hook world, And so, it's just patience, and it's understanding that to get real value, you have to give real value. The fact of the matter is most people just don't want to do it. They don't want to put in the work. They don't want to put in the effort. And then you get those results. Listen, I want to be healthier and in more shape, but I'm not. Because I'm not putting in the work, and it pisses me off, and I know it's right, and I know this, but I just haven't been able to execute. There's, luckily for me in a different genre in the business world and social media, in the ever-changing landscape of business, I have been putting in the work.
Absolutely. So can we talk a little bit about, in the entertainment industry, a lot of times it feels like it's a buyer's market where, there's that one role in the movie and then there's 1,000 people who are trying to get it. Is there any way from your point of view that an actor could actually turn that reality into an advantage or other ways around that?
I think the way to do it is to create more gigs. That's what I did with Wine Library TV. There was no wine show on Food Network or Bravo that I was going for. I just made it.
Yeah.
And so I think if actors understood, and it depends on what kind of actor you are, but if you have the ability to create video and talk to the world through YouTube, you should be doing it. Period. End of story. Period.
Yep. Agree. I agree. And so with that, there are so many people who are creating content everywhere. Some of it is god-awful and horrible, but for the people who are creating actually really great content, what would you suggest to help them then stand above the rest?
Create good content and then focus on distribution. Hit up people and blogs and news sites and see if they'll re-aggregate your videos. Interact with other YouTube celebrities or Twitter, influencers, and just start building a network. Hustle, promote yourself, but in a respectful way and one where you're willing to do something in return. So some sort of, if you're making humor videos, maybe you're not going to get Funny or Die or College Humor, but you go find something called humor.com. I made that up, by the way, and it's a mid-sized site. You ask them to distribute your videos, and maybe in return you'll do an exclusive one just for them, or show up and do a gig for them at a party they're throwing at South by Southwest. Everybody's then winning, and that's the way to do it.
Yep. I love it. I love it. I love your stuff. I love what you do.
Thank you.
So thank you so much. A couple other questions. I know you're on a tight schedule.
Yep.
Kickstarter. Let's say I've made content or I have a script. I want to raise money. Have you seen trends that are successful on Kickstarter?
Yes. And so what happened there was you asked me a question that you really are being smart and understand the answer to. And I mean it. There's not much I can add there. Things like Kickstarter, and there may be a Hollywood, I mean, that might be somebody listening now, might be an entrepreneur. There's probably a way to, Kickstarter's like eBay. There's a way to niche it, meaning I can see somebody building a website that's strictly for scripts called, Script Starter, right? And so, I mean, yes, the answer is yes. The collective is going to be the new whale, meaning you used to need people with real money or who made a decision, to back something. Now you can get 40,000 people to get $4 each, and you're on your way. So, yes, I think that's a trend. I think it's something people should look at very carefully.
And, okay, so here's a question. Because a lot of time, and I know that you're a hustler and you work really long hours every day and have done that probably your entire life, which is great. It's very inspiring. But let's say for an actor, they've got a full-time side job, and then they're trying to pursue acting full-time. Sure. They've got to make time to work out. They've got to pay the bills, and then also be expected to drop everything when they get an audition.
Yes.
With that kind of limited time, what would you say are the most important must-do activities that they have to make time to do no matter what?
Create content and engage with fans.
Great.
Great. And sleep one less hour. Watch one less show. Work out for 15 minutes less. I mean, nobody's going to convince me. No actor, no CEO, no mom with 4 children. There's no human being that's going to convince me that if you want something so bad, if that's really what your life ambition is, that you're not going to be able to find an extra 2 hours a day. I just don't believe it.
Yep, I totally agree. Thank you so much. This is awesome.
Thanks so much. Thank you so much. And I wish you well.
And you as well. Have fun at Sundance.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
That was awesome. That was so cool. I'm so pleased. I hope you got a ton of value out of that. I definitely learned a lot, and if you liked this video, please share it with your friends. Check out Gary on Twitter. His Twitter handle is @Gary Vee, G-A-R-Y-V like Victor E-E. He is an incredible resource. Check out his books. Look at the keynote. If you tweet him, he will most likely tweet you back at some point. He's a really generous, really engage with his followers type of a person, and an amazing person to learn from. So off you go, create your content, get your hustle on, engage with some people, connect with some people, start doing it. Let's go. Oh my God. Gary Vaynerchuk. A little bit stressful. I would like to vomit. I'm a little terrified. I don't know why. Like shaking. I'm excited. I'm freaking out a little bit. Why am I so nervous? I'm freaking out. Just freaking out. It's exciting. It's exciting. It's exciting. It's someone I've been following for years, and thank you, Gary.